No. Yo, I'm almost ready, man. What are you doing? Yo, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, I was thinking, you know our intro song?
Yeah.
I was thinking what we could do, because you remember the movie Pitch Perfect?
Yeah, I remember.
Super big.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Everybody loved it.
Yes, I've seen
Anna
it.
Kendrick was in it.
I know.
So I was thinking, that was all about a cappella,
Right.
and that movie blew up. So I thought maybe if we make our intro
Right.
a cappella, right, could there's some meat there.
I don't know. I don't
All right,
know
so
if
just
that's...
check it out. Check out what I got. I don't know if that would be marketable,
Down.
Yeah, see, nobody's really gonna like this. I don't think that's very mass market.
I mean, tell me that wasn't on fleek to do.
That wasn't on fleek to do.
What?
Not everyone likes a cappella, man.
You're just not creative, man.
Didn't Reggie Watts do this exact bit 8 years ago in a TED Talk?
What's a Reggie Watts?
Oh my god. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Friend Simulator podcast. That's way stronger intro than last time, right?
Yeah, well, you slurred it a little bit, but,
Yeah, I know. I was like being really, I had to be flighty on that first one because I hadn't learned to get the ball rolling. And you can tell I'm still pausing and chopping up a little bit to,
Right, exactly.
get back into the flow. But
that's what I was,
yeah, yesterday I was sitting watching my YouTube analytics,
yep.
all of one video. Just watching the views count up, and what I didn't expect was, as I was texting people on Instagram and Snapchat and stuff,
right.
I didn't expect specifically people to enjoy having you here as a guest.
Really? What do you mean? Like, well, I mean, I would hope that they would enjoy the presence a little.
Well, what I mean is, my I'm mostly trying to just get comfortable with speaking, or what I mean is the goal of this podcast of the recording is to chronicle conversations with other friends of mine, and I didn't know how effective that first episode would be, but it turns out people thought it was pretty entertaining and pretty fun, and I definitely enjoyed doing it, and I'm sure that you did as well.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it was a great creative exercise.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. So I just I thought, hey, why not, continue to record a couple more like this until people start wanting to come around. And there's already a bunch of people that got queued up. I'm just gonna rattle off some names. Some people know them, some people don't. I want to have Kyron,
love him,
come in and we could talk about WWE. And I just gotta catch up with him. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him about WandaVision because we've both been watching.
Yes.
The Marvel show WandaVision.
So good. Dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's
so good.
It's getting really good.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to talk to him about that. I want to have I don't know how much convincing it'll take Ian, but I'd love to talk to Ian about his exploits into cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah.
And again, similar to the person that says, "Oh, I'm reading Shakespeare," like the guy that says, "Yeah, I'm getting into cryptocurrency." It comes with a little bit of a there's a stigma to it. It's a certain kind of
character.
Exactly. So I would hope that he would want to come in to talk about it because he was breaking down, how he's getting interested in it, and I want to try to, skim off a little bit of his knowledge and just see if I can get into it too because it's interesting stuff, and
for sure.
Hopefully he'll come in and convince everybody about it himself. But
I think I want to, yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about that. I want to have Will talk a little bit about fireman stuff.
Yes,
my best friend Will, my buddy Will.
Love him.
He's got a lot. He's just a great. Will is one of the best storytellers that I know.
Absolutely.
He's just got. He can spin a yarn from anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I don't think he. No, well, he might be listening. So whether or not he knows, I don't think he knows how good of a storyteller he is. Because like when over New Year's, for example, he was rattling off about his projects, his various presentation projects in high school.
Yes.
And he had
Oh man.
all what 9? How many? Was it?
I think it was. I know there's 13 guys in man group, but
Yeah, all of them like not on the floor because we were outside, not on the ground, but like gut laughter, so funny with like with all the stuff that he made and like with student society things. Again, some people might know what that is.
Yeah.
So I want to have him just come in and talk about that stuff. Ed is who has Ed is one of the most Eddie Conrad again.
I know who you're talking about.
I don't need to keep saying some of you are gonna know him because obviously some of the people that I know each other and some of them don't.
Right.
But I want to have Ed in here and just talk about anything because he's got such a he's got just such a rhythm of speaking that's just spectacular. Such a sharp guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, when he's fast Ed. Slow Ed is a whole different person. But
oh god.
Dean,
Fast and
Danilo. I mean, all my friends. I want to have you guys in and talk to you guys about everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they've just got there's we said it before in the last episode. There's just such a good group of men.
Yeah, Franco too.
Oh yeah, Franco Aurelio. Yeah, I want to like have him talk about his music. Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly where I want to take this. You know, like there's endless room to create because you know everybody has something to talk about, or at least all the people I surround myself with.
Yep,
have things to talk about. Yeah, I don't know if there's one cohesive thing to point at. You know, like that makes them all part of the same idea, but they're all the kinds of people that want to like. Share ideas and just I don't know, they're just present with each other and they're definitely present whenever I talk to them and it's great.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They're just such great people, for sure.
Yeah.
So what is there to talk about? What's on the docket? Worked with my dad a little bit today. Worked in the Grimes Insurance Agency. I learned a little bit about what he's doing there, the work that he does, cuz it's always Will and Ian could attest to this, that whenever we talk about what my dad does, we always end up saying, you know, I don't really know. I don't really, like, we always, like, he'll explain it to us every once in a while, and we all think we get it, and then we try to recount it to one another, and we all have different answers, and they're all incorrect.
Exactly. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, actually working with him and just watching this stuff, I still don't understand it all the way down to the bottom level, but I'm learning a little bit more about the systems and the information that they work with. It's really interesting stuff, and
system operations.
You know, while that's not what I want to do as a career, I like, you know, as long as you pay attention, and this is something I've talked about in all facets of life, because of the nature of the thing, it applies to everything. As long as you're paying attention in life, you can take little lessons from things and take them into everything else. Like, just talking to my dad earlier. I think I just bumped into the mic there.
Oh, it's no problem. You're good.
Don't want to make a habit of that.
Ringo's on the ground now.
Hopefully
he doesn't touch anything.
Yeah. I was talking to my dad earlier, and my brother Jerry.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
You're excused. I ate an apple and peanut butter and quinoa, and I cracked a raw egg in it. Delicious.
Yeah, that was.
But anyway. Sorry.
Train. Get it. Yeah.
Back on the rails. I was talking to him about, or he was talking about Jerry, and Jerry mentioned how in his student, I don't know if it's still called student teaching or, you know, assistant teaching, in his work, because he's studying to be a music educator, and it's really interesting stuff.
Million sheathing and all that.
My dad was recounting how Jerry was saying what it was like, you know, working alongside a teacher, and he was saying that he was reminded of Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts years and years ago when we were in the Scouts line. You know, the person in charge saying, "All right, man, like, here's the thing, go do it. Like, go do the thing you got to do," and just be very I don't know, the way that my dad was telling it seemed that Jerry was finding kind of a common maybe work ethic or a common just drive of, you know, we're here and we're gonna work, and, you know, there's no I don't know. I'll have to, once I'm invariably gonna have Jerry on here as well.
Yeah,
I'll have him break down a little bit more.
Yeah, give like the beginning of that story.
Yeah, exactly what that story was from him. We could trace the origin of it. Yeah, so that was just really interesting working with my dad, talking about a work ethic, because that's just something that I found kind of in common between those two things. Is that, you know, the more you pay attention to things, you know, Jerry paying attention in Cub Scouts back then is helping him in teaching now, or at least it's evoking something. In him. And, you know, I find myself quoting my theater teacher in high school, Miss Thrift, in a couple of different ways, and Miss Hard, like something Miss Hard said that has stuck with me very much, and something that I think everybody should learn is that if you walk with purpose, people will just assume that you know where you're going. And you can use this for anything you want, either, morally upstanding or morally decrepit reasons. Like, if you walk confidently into somewhere you're not supposed to go, if you're confident enough, unless there's someone at the door checking some sort of ID, probably going to let you in.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Use that with caution, obviously.
Right.
I want to say that now.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I need to get used to since this is a public record.
Yeah,
I need to absolve myself. Don't take that advice and go do something stupid or dangerous. Right. But, you can walk in, and it's, it's the same for just talking to other people. If you walk up confident, it's like, hey, man, what's going on? Like, what are you guys rapping about, Right. Joining in a conversation, talking to strangers, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, here's a lesson. Go places where you're not supposed to go and talk to strangers. Good advice. We want to put that on our name. But yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, just walking with purpose and walking with confidence can really pay you back in spades. It helps me a lot in the gym, honestly, whenever I got to ask, whenever, if I'm waiting for a machine or a rack to open up, I'll be like, hey, man, like, you got a couple more sets? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I just got 1, 2 more. If you walk up confidently, you just ask and they'll answer. But if you walk up and you're being all weird, like, excuse me, you're, it's not, and it's mostly not your fault if you're nervous about something, because, talking to strangers, and the gym is a very, it's a place to be self-conscious for a lot of people.
New situation.
New. But your own self-consciousness can kind of beget that same reaction in other people. So even if you have to fake it, it can be very useful to just kind of put on an air of confidence, because it tends to put people at ease more than it makes them uncomfortable.
Right.
That's not to say an air of arrogance, because being arrogant and being a jerk or being imposing is a totally different range of expression, because I think that ultimately still kind of shows an underlying level of anxiety. Like, yeah, man, I know what I'm talking about. Don't challenge me on it. But like that false sense of authority, or like needing to be in control of people, stuff like that. Yeah, just be confident and friendly. That's that's the key. The confidence and the friendliness together. Yeah, you can talk about, you can approach a lot of situations a lot easier. So yeah, that's something. There's another connection. Something I learned in theater, serving me in the gym. There's just a lot of if I may, the one that I want to add from theater, Miss Thrift's "Keep It Simple, Stupid." Yes, yeah, exactly. That one is spectacular, and that can apply to really almost everything. I don't even know if it started in the theater, but it's basically about when you're undertaking a job. Yeah, don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. That's not to say you can't be creative, but for sure, don't overcomplicate it. Miss Thrift definitely had a lot of lessons like that. Yeah. So I drew a lot just from theater. Yeah. And absolutely. Like the skills from doing Cappy's Critics. I won't go on this tangent. Right. But anyway, the more you pay attention in life, if you're really, if you're really there and present for it, you don't need to be constantly searching for every single lesson that's there. But you don't need to if you think there's something that's kind of a valuable takeaway, don't hesitate to apply it outside of the place where it was initially introduced, because there's so many useful skills out there. And there's far more skills than there are people to have them, I think. So yeah. Not letting any go to waste is definitely can only pay you back in spades. What's up? What is that? What was that? I don't know if that just came through, but my dryer. Our dryer, the house dryer, just made a deafening buzz. Yeah. That was a nice sound. I don't think it came through. I think we're good. But we're gonna move right on past that. What else is going on today? Daft Punk broke up. Oh yeah. You hear about that? Yeah, I did. I mean, personally, I'm not a recurring fan of theirs. Yeah, no, me neither. Right. So I haven't been up to date with every turn in their relationship, of their group. Yeah, I remember what's the one with the meme with the fish? Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah. The one with the fish in a tube. Yeah, for sure. That was funny. And that one, and Get Lucky, all the big tracks like that. But yeah, I was a little surprised to hear it. I think I was talking to either Danilo or somebody was talking about it. Man, yeah, I think when a group breaks up, it can be for so many different reasons. Right. And I've taken to ignoring it. Yeah, I've just taken to not reading too far into it. It can be a little upsetting if you hear that it was very clearly a bad splitting up. Yeah, you never want to hear that people are in bad blood. Dryer buzzing away again. What's up? Oh, I think we're good. High quality studio we got here. I don't even have my usual insulating blanket up. Yeah, by the way, if you couldn't tell,
I don't think they could, but
the old rudimentary. If you remember, we were just hunkered underneath a blanket suspended over a dresser and a step ladder. So
yeah, real.
I wanted to make a point. Here's something else I can talk about. I'll see if I can get back on the tangent. Yeah, about Daft Punk breaking up.
Yeah, we'll get back there
in a second, but it's just something I want to make a connection to.
Mm-hmm.
A big effort out of the gate with this podcast that I wanted to make was spend as little money as possible, and so far I've spent no money directly on it. Like I mix it using Audacity, which is a free, sound mixing software. I already have a computer, so that's obviously something that would be costly, but something I have access to. So in starting
at the beginning of the idea for the podcast,
no bill for the podcast itself, the cover art that I made was a stock photo, as you can tell, that I just edited in a free photo editor called Pixlr, which I love. I used that a lot in high school.
Pixlr's great
on presentations.
High quality.
Yeah,
pretty comprehensive.
And so Audacity, Pixlr, stock photos, and the microphone I'm using. This is a specific. To call out my brother a little bit, Jerry again. He has a nice Yeti mic. He's got one of those nice mics that's got like the directional stuff, and I'm sure it's served him well for the various uses that he has.
Right, of course.
That he needs a microphone for. But that it was a nice microphone. And I'm not gonna go throwing around price tags, and I don't even remember how much it cost. I don't think it was breaking the bank, but it was a nice microphone.
Right, it was a piece of equipment.
I'm currently using a Rock Band microphone.
I love this,
it's
dude.
Serving me very well for everything that I need it for. So
I love this thing.
And I also just think it's a funny optic. If I ever add video into this, I want to use this microphone. Pretty much the entire time. I do need a second mic though.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. We want to talk to Zeke about that.
Right,
so working with Zeke,
another guest in here.
I want him to be one of the guests.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that rinky-dink rig. But
yeah,
Daft Punk, they broke up.
Yep.
A couple of French gentlemen. I think they're both men, Parisians, with their robot helmets.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't have too much to say. I don't know.
Hopefully it was just, they made all the art they wanted to make and now they're moving on to do something else.
Yeah, like remember when Ray William Johnson left YouTube? Like that kind of thing.
I don't know. Oh, and yeah, I was trying to think of like more bad breakups, and I don't even want to think about that too much, but
it's not.
I don't know if anybody knows the Commentary channel, pretty much it. One of the best pairs that they've had for a very long time was Jacob Shao and Eric Striffler. Eric Striffler is the one who owns the channel, and he owns Existence Media, which is the the umbrella, the overarching company that owns pretty much it, and a couple of the other things. Like he's got an improv show. He's a very accomplished guy. He's one of the people that he's kind of an artistic inspiration to me, because they do
me too.
commentary tracks, doing comedic commentary over movies. And I love that idea. Kind of want to do that.
Yeah,
might be something to look out for in the future.
Yeah,
but
I definitely want to.
I really enjoy those tracks because it draws from the same thing as like freestyle rap or improv comedy, doing commentary, or like if anyone's ever seen
Mystery Science Theater.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I love that. Watch it with my dad all the time.
So
funny. Attack of the Ice Creatures,
classic.
Mitchell, hilarious. So commentary to me is just a form of genius comedy because it's in the moment. It's got to be quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, Jacob Shao was hilarious. He was on some of the best tracks. He was on the
Harry Potter, right?
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They did all the Harry Potter movies. They did the Twilight trilogy. They did I think it's a trilogy, right?
I don't really pay attention.
I don't know either.
Right.
They did Twilight. They did all those a lot of different really good tracks. But then it turns out recently Jacob left pretty much it. And I don't want to speak on it, too much, only because I don't know the full story. I don't know either of them personally, obviously, but I went off of what they said on Twitter and the fact that Jacob pretty much doesn't talk about pretty much it anymore. And there was just a dispute over, I think, something about pay, like the amount Jacob was being paid, and he wasn't happy with what he was getting paid. And it was just kind of sad to see because, something like commentary, it's similar to something like this. You spend a lot of time with those people or that person if they're a recurring partner. And it's just kind of sad to see, just as an audience member for me, to see what was clearly a good friendship fall on some pretty heavy
like rough
for it to be something like money.
It just feels bad.
It's just unfortunate.
It feels like ugh.
But anyway, there's my 2 cents on Daft Punk.
I think we were talking to Danilo about it. And it just or Dean or somebody maybe. And I hope it wasn't a negative thing. I hope they're just done with whatever kind of work they want to do and they just want to move on.
Oh yeah, speaking of the gym, I don't I've got
Yeah, what
no wrist problems now, but
Oh.
like my wrists were hurting yesterday because I think I got a
We did
when I
the
sat down to because I did push day yesterday.
Yep, warped bar.
Yep, bar was slightly bent. You feel it in
Yeah.
your you feel it in your wrist
popping around.
Yeah, I think there's a slightly warped bar, and it's so annoying because you have to really triple guess yourself. You know, second, third guess yourself.
Yeah.
And like, you know, is it bent? Is it bent? I really can't tell. And you can really, the best way to tell for me is, you know, you put weights on it and then you kind of roll it a little bit within the,
like the claws of the rack.
Yeah, on the securers of the rack.
Yeah.
And just see if it kind of rolls back and forth a couple of times because that means it's, you know, kind of evening out. Like one of those, what are those toys called? The
wobble, a weeble.
Yeah, a weeble.
Yeah.
It's like one of those Weeble toys kind of finding its balance point to show that there's weight not evenly distributed. So
yeah,
I only did that halfway through the set, and I was like, I didn't want to steal the bar from anybody else because I go to Olympus, you know.
Yep, lots of love, but
yeah,
they're kind of dingy.
So there's only so many bars to go around, and
right, exactly.
I
got to use what they have there.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've used a slightly warped bar, and it's kind of hurt my wrist because I was having to fight it so much more to keep it in position and not slip inside my hands.
And this is honestly just a testament to get chalk, you know?
Yeah.
Or like gloves.
Yeah.
Something to keep keep a better grip on stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, the gym and work have been the two biggest places to meet people, honestly, to meet like, you know, I'm not really meeting anybody, but to interact with new people. And actually at I work at Tropical Smoothie Cafe at a University Mall. Come around. If I know you, then I can get you a discount. Hit you with a discount code. 20% off.
Oh, what a deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, working at Tropical Smoothie. That's the newest place where I've made some new friends. And like, I've been lucky I got into the time that I did because everybody that's there that I work with, they're all really cool guys. It's Do-sun, Chris. I've worked with Chris the most because he's a shift leader, and he's almost always leads the closing shift, and he's a hard worker, man. He works almost every day of the week.
Yeah, guys, he's got endurance.
Yeah, just hardworking, nice guy. The fact he's able to keep like an upbeat attitude even with like rough customers, and it's a testament to his patience. Cause he's a good guy. Anyway, like he's cool. Love talking to him. In our downtime, it's him, Do-sun, Brandon. Josh is one of the two managers. BJ is one of the other. He's the other manager, and I don't see him as much because he opens, right? Yeah, he's in the opening shift, and so I'm usually working with Josh, and BJ was the one that I knew more walking into Tropical, but now I've gotten to know Josh more just from working with him more often. He's real cool. Brandon, nice guy. Yep. I think that's the man. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, but that's kind of that's the main crew that I've worked with. And then there's some of the morning crew people that I know, is like TG and it's mostly women that do the opening. I don't know any of them too well. I know TG a little bit because Jerry.
Yeah, he was working there over a couple of summers, right?
Yeah, and he knew them and kind of the shift preceding. Chris, I think, just missed Jerry in the when they worked there.
Yeah,
but yeah, like being able to meet them has been great. Wow,
what's up?
The time we're already at 20 minutes and 52 seconds. This is flying by. This is going a lot faster than
than the first one.
Yeah, than the last episode.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure not to cut it too long because however long I record this, it's going to be twice that long to finish.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about there right now. Yeah.
But yeah, nice people at Tropical Smoothie, and then there's a couple people I've run into at Olympus that are just nice people. It's like because those are the two places in public that I'm able to go. Because
there's George and Harrison.
Yeah, exactly, and they're just it's I'm taking every chance I can get to talk. Oh, bumped into the mic again. Taking every chance that I can get to talk to people. And it's great. I feel pretty lucky about that.
Yeah, for sure.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think we're good? You want to do any more?
Yes, there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, right.
The Truman Show.
Yeah.
Memento
go on.
Memento Mori bit. Okay. So I've got this collection of moments that I call them Truman Show moments. And basically, if anyone's seen The Truman Show, it's a movie, stars Jim Carrey, and his entire life is actually a television show. Like, there's an entire, like, couple 10, 20 set of miles of, like, the earth that's got this big dome over it, and basically his entire life is a TV show, and everybody knows but him. Everybody he's ever known is an actor. Spectacular show. And I call these moments Truman Show moments because they're moments that feel to me like they've been written by a director, or when people say like you can't make this stuff up, or it's like fate, karma, moments that feel extremely theatrical or very intentionally done. So I had one yesterday where I was riding the high of, having published the YouTube video, having publishing the first episode, and I was also doing a lot of good work on an English paper for Ales Saga, for an Icelandic family saga. That's something I want to talk about in another episode, just the Icelandic family sagas in general. They're spectacular. But I was just feeling I was in a good, in a good groove of work, and I was feeling really good. And I just have this little voice. I have this little thing. It's unfortunate, but it's a part of me. Maybe it's not wholly negative. I don't think anything is wholly negative, but this little voice that when things are going really well and really smoothly, I get this little twinge of paranoia, like, oh, now that everything's just starting to go well, that's when the icicle is gonna break off the tree and stab me through the brain, or I'm gonna, sorry for it's a graphic, but like get into a terrible car accident, knock my, because knock me unable to do math or to do the things or be the person that I am now. And I get that worry, and I think about gosh, I hope things don't get cut off too early. And so I'm fiddling with, there's a wire at my feet, by the way. I hope it's not knocking into the mic too much, but I just get that in that kind of air, and then I was thinking about it for a few seconds. I had to get past it, just kind of I moved on from it. And yeah, I moved on. I was starting to make my breakfast, and I was like, all right, finish with that, put it aside. I'm gonna eat some food and just enjoy my morning. And then I saw my dad had printed out one of his sheets, because what my dad does a lot, yeah, he prints out little truisms or little quotes from things, quotes from books, quotes from movies that he just finds moving or impactful or funny. And he sets them out on the kitchen island. And I went over to read it, and I don't know if I should I just put up a picture of it? I'll see if I can't figure out in the editing, because I'm using such a janky, anyway, I'll try and get a picture of the scans up, because I scanned them and saved them to my Google Drive. You know what? I'll just let them speak for themselves. So, because hopefully they've showed up. And if not, I'll go back and record something over this. I was walking in with that feeling of, gosh, I hope I don't die. And then this was what was on the island. So that's the first page. And that is the second page that was underneath it. And it just, I had this moment of pause. There's nobody else in the kitchen. I was alone. I was like, anybody else seeing this? Anybody else? It felt like such a, I'm again, this is a topic that'll probably be too long to touch on right now, but I'm not a religious person necessarily. I'm not a spiritual person even. I'm very skeptical about things and things like that. But I don't deny when there's a moment that's like, boy, that sure felt scripted, and I'll just be like, I'll recognize, because everyone gets that chill down their spine, even if like there's a logical explanation for this. It's like there usually is, but you can't deny, even when there's a logical explanation, there's a moment where your brain isn't, oh, science guy, because we don't think like scientists. We think of, that's kind of spooky. We think in spookiness and weirdness, and I just that page was right on the island right when I needed it, and or not when I needed it, but when I was because I took it in a positive way of it reminding me, like, yeah, you are going to die. That's going to happen eventually. Don't think about it too much. Like, be safe. Don't do anything stupid, but don't let that lord over you too much. Oh, I think I knocked into the mic again. But then that reminded me of, have you seen the Jim Carrey's college commencement speech? College commencement speech? Yeah, spectacular. And I went back and I watched the entire thing, and it reminded me of a quote of his where he said, he was talking about his father, and because he thought his father could have been a successful comedian, a spectacular comedian, but he never thought he could do it. He never, that kind of dream is beyond me. I need to take a safe route. I need to be safe and take the secure route. So he became an accountant. And then when Jim was 12, he was laid off from the accounting job, and his family had to scramble to make ends meet. So the kind of lesson that Jim Carrey drew from that was, you can fail at playing it safe. You can fail at the thing you don't want. So why not strive to do the things that you do want, And that's within reason, if you seem to be clearly failing at the thing you do want, then find something else that you kind of want to do and pursue that. Don't just keep failing and saying, well, it's better than failing at what I don't want to do. Well, ultimately strive for success, but strive for the thing you want first before you go to the things you don't want as much. And I just think that was, it was like, when you start to pay attention more in life, just like I was saying back at the beginning, the more you can draw from individual things and then bind them together into larger lessons and into larger moments in life like that. It connected that Jim Carrey, the thoughts that I was having, and the printout that my dad had, and it's funny. I call them Truman Show moments, and um, it's Jim Carrey. It was just it was a really striking moment, and I wanted to mention that on this podcast. And I have a file in Google Drive dedicated to the Truman Show moments, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit in case anyone would be curious to hear more. So, that's all I've got. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it. I wanted to. I made a note of it earlier, and I wanted to get it in to the next episode. So
Yeah.
that was great. And I wanted to. I'll probably talk about more of those Truman Show moments as they come and go.
Definitely.
And just some of the ones that I've written, like Eric Becker. I don't know if he's listening to this or not.
Right.
We share a Truman Show moment, and thank God, because I would not have believed the story from myself.
Oh, what? You don't trust me?
Yeah, that's funny. Funny.
No, go on.
I wouldn't have believed it for myself given enough time. It's the I'll just say for Eric's sake, and maybe one or two people that have heard it, the Quack story, the German class Quack story.
Oh man. That one is
Yeah.
yeah.
So, excuse me.
Excuse.
Okay, I think we're at a good point here. I've been wanting to. I don't want to stretch these too long because I always want to, they talk about leaving the audience wanting more. So I'm gonna keep them hovering. The last one was about 17 minutes. This one's hovering around. Probably be done around like 25, 30, something like that.
Yeah, closer to 30.
And then only if people seem to want more, then we'll stretch it out. But for now, I think this is a good stretch here, digestible little chunk
For sure.
Anything else? Final words?
I don't think so. Successful, good recording.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did well here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, guys.
We'll be back
Those who are here.
whenever we're back, maybe with another guest, maybe with some more voices, and definitely more stories and more things to say.
Yeah, man.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
You good over there?
I think,
good?
yeah, it looks like he's giving us the,
All right. Go ahead and hit the outro then.
yeah, he's giving us the thumbs up.